Treating multiple sclerosis at the root of its cause is critical, and we have the ability to do it. Hey, it's Steve. I want to talk to you about something that you might not ever have heard of. As modulators of the immune response, Langerhans cells play a role in multiple sclerosis. They are immune cells in the skin required for the creation of cells known as T regulatory cells. TREGs for short. They are highly anti-inflammatory and can suppress inflammation. Here's the problem. They appear to be defective in multiple sclerosis. Without that anti-inflammatory defense, hordes of pro-inflammatory cells overcome the delicate balance between anti-inflammation and inflammation. That activates autoreactive immune cells that cross the blood-brain barrier and target areas of our brain and spinal cord, causing MS and leading to our lesions and all of our symptoms. It's all because Langerhans cells don't get the needed UV damage. We all have heard about the MS latitude gradient, where MS rates decrease the closer you get to the equator. The low prevalence of multiple sclerosis in those equatorial areas are the result of immunosuppression induced by ultraviolet radiation that cause damage to Langerhans cells. It can't be solved by drugs, and it has to be achieved through ultraviolet light. In contrast to conventional immunosuppressive using drugs, UV radiation does not compromise the immune system overall. Instead, it does it in a very specific antigen way via induction of immunotolerance. This map shows the power of ultraviolet radiation perfectly. Purple is ideal exposure for Homo sapiens. That's where our species developed and thrived for hundreds of thousands of years. If you look at the map long enough, you might notice that purple increases in the southern hemisphere. That's because Earth doesn't rotate around the sun in a perfect oval. It ends up that it's closest in December by 3 million miles, with our planet's axis of rotation tilted at an angle of 23.5. So the southern hemisphere has it better off. Their longest and warmest days in the winter have the strongest amount of ultraviolet light. We suffer in the northern hemisphere. Our longest and warmest days are when the Earth is farthest from the sun and the UV radiation is weakest. But don't worry, that doesn't matter much anymore. Starting a few thousands of years ago, we started wearing clothes and spending our days inside. We live in a weird world. Even though we need UV light, UVB being the most, to create immunosuppression, our society tells us that's exactly what we don't need. Because if we get too much, it might cause things like skin cancer. But skin cancer doesn't scare me. I found the perfect balance of exposure. I use a UVB lamp to get a precisely timed amount for my skin type in the correct wavelengths that create immunosuppression. It's both safe and effective. Migration of UVB damaged but still viable Langerhans cells into lymph nodes are essential to induce T regulatory cells. In my experience, after a little time, it started to feel a little better, and by now, it doesn't bother me at all, and I enjoy it. I'll put a link at the end of this video to one of my very first videos explaining my exposure routine. So I'm wondering if you own a lamp and are using it, and what you might think. I'd love to hear it. Tell me down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss a video. Until the next one,